All right, we're out on the river again today. Weather's starting to turn. We're getting towards the end of kayak season for the kids, even though I'm still going to try to come out a few more times. But today's a special hunt. We lost my Uncle Bob a few weeks back. He was a arrowhead hunter, and we'd shared a lot of stories. And he'd actually shared some of his collection with me in the past. You've seen this dovetail and that trade pipe before. Those are gifts from my uncle. And I always appreciated getting to know him and his brother. They're my grandmother's brothers. And they're both arrowhead hunters, Bob and Bill. And we've shared a lot of stories over the past few years. Had a lot of good times sharing our collections with each other. So this hunt today's in honor of my Uncle Bob. All right, we didn't get too far down the beach. I already got one here. Little busted tip. It's the first piece we found up in here for a while, so maybe luck's shining down on us today. We're gonna put it in the pocket and move down and see if we can't get anything else. Now, if you've watched my videos from the other spot, you've seen my co-stars, the beavers. And looks like our cousins upriver here have been at the buffet, because that's beaver food there, and that's beaver food right there. And they've been in here munching on a lot. We haven't found anything else yet. We got a few more yards of beach before we jump back in the kayak and head to a second spot down here. All right, we made a couple decent finds, bub. Let me see. Here, take that. We got that point we found a minute ago. Take that point. I found a nice little red piece of flint in there. It's like pink and see-through. And it's some type of lid to a mason jar or something. I don't know. It's designed. We'll look at it later. Here, Bubba, I'll let you hold that for me. I was messing through this, below this big rock right here. There's all kinds of little pieces of unworked flint. And I saw a gray piece sticking up. And I could tell it was flint. It just barely, like a centimeter by centimeter wide, and I dug it up. I mean, a nice little stemmed point. Almost looks like a pipe creek, but it's busted at the bottom. It doesn't look like it's kind of got an indent there, but it doesn't really look stemmed on that side or worked. That side, it looked like it tried to stem or notch it. So that's number 2. We got a tiny bit more beach left, and then we're going to jump into kayaks. All right, me and Douglas made 2 finds. One not so important, the other I'm not sure, but found those 2 fence posts just laying. I'll take them home. But this is a piece of bone, and it's cut there, and cut there. I don't know if it's anything. For all I know, it could be a chew toy thing, like a piece of bone you get from the pet store, but I don't know. If it's anything of any possible importance, let me know in the comments. We're going to bring it with us, dry it out. We'll get a look at it at the end. Alright, I'm in here in one of my good spots, and before we even moved anything, looked down in the water. I found that busted tip there. And that thing would have been nice. See-through, kind of pink looking, orange looking in the sun. That's a real nice one there. We'll get looking around some more and maybe do a tiny bit of sifting in here. We're at least gonna move the leaves on the shore and wash it up a little, so we'll see if we find anything when we do that. All right, Bub found another good bottle in here. Not sure what it says on it. Laverish something. I don't know. We'll keep her. I think we got a smoker alert. We walked by this one 2 or 3 times. Bub, go ahead and pull it out of the ground. There it is. Oh, it's the busted off piece to one. I thought it was, oh man. That's definitely the notched one. That's so disappointing. Oh man, I'm so excited. There's nothing else in the ground there. Huh. Oh well, that's a cool moment. You can see over there, Bub's cleaning off some leaves so we can look at the beach. And I was doing the same but with my hands. And I found this thing kind of looks like a edge to a celt. Not sure what it is. It's worked on that side. I don't know. Pretty neat little find uncovered. All the rocks and stuff through here. We're gonna keep working on it. Maybe we'll find a few more things before we leave. Alrighty. Here is everything from Bob's hunt. We've got lots of different little pieces of flint in there, little broken off pieces of fired rock. This one I wasn't too sure of because it looked like it was worked on that edge, and I thought maybe they'd used it as a real crude blade or scraper. So you can see a little bit of flaking on that. And then these are the pieces here that all seem like they have working to them. These are my gifts from my Uncle Bob. Nice dovetail there that he found in McFarland, West Virginia. Still one of the best pieces I have to this day in my whole collection. And a trade pipe that I can't quite remember the story to. I also found a couple of nice pieces of glass. This old bottle here, it says Lavoris. It has like a notch on it for something, I'm not sure. And then this real weird looking kind of a jar lid. We'll get back to the finds here. This one I thought was kind of maybe like a piece to a celt. It's awful big. Just fractured off of the corner. This piece, I wasn't sure. It's worked on that side right there. I'm not sure if it's a tip or if it's a busted corner off one of those triangles. You can see where it's just barely worked there and then it fractures the rest of the way. I think it's the bottom to a triangle there where we find all those Ford Ancients. And then this is a really sharp tip, busted off. It's a beautiful color. I think it might possibly be the top to a base I found that's almost identical rock. We got this notched piece, busted base there. Now that thing looked like a smoker sticking up out of the mud like that you saw earlier in the video. That was quite a heartbreaker right there. And this is the first one we found. Just a generic busted tip. And then this is our most intact piece of the day. Well, maybe. And it's got that notching on the side, nothing on that side. Now some people would call that possibly a pipe creek. I'm not sure how much longer it was, so I can't really ascertain. But if I had to guess, possibly a knife, just a generic knife blade, or if I had to put a name to it, maybe a pipe creek, even though Pipe Creek is kind of a little west and south of us. We do have those pop up in this area. So that was a pretty good day. Nice to get out on the river and remember my Uncle Bob. He was my grandma's brother. You know, as a kid, I didn't really know him. You know, you don't really get to know your great uncles and aunts that well all the time just because of the difference in age and things like that. But I started arrowhead hunting, and we took a liking to each other. You know, had something in common. Really got to know him over the past 3 years. And yeah, I got close enough. You know, he thought enough of me to give me these kinds of gifts and stuff, which mean the world to me. Because if you know anything about most arrowhead hunters, they're hard to part with their stuff. And so that just means the world to me that he shared a lot of his stories and secrets and his collection with me, and that we just got to know each other as family, you know, those last 3 years. So everybody will miss him. He was a hell of a guy, and I just want to say thanks for the memories. And I appreciate everybody watching. We're going to end today with a little bit of a reel. Some pictures of my Uncle Bob and some of the memories that he shared with people. So I just thank everybody for watching and have a good day.